How's everybody doing today? I thought I'd work on a song by Conan called Heather, a student brought in last night. And I thought it was kind of cool to go through all the motions of the chord changes and how we can do it really simply without and learning proper dexterity at the same time. So we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 3 and 1 and 2 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 and 3 and I love this last chord. It's like an F minor. 1 and 2 and 3. So basically we got this F chord here. F's are tough for most of my students, so I try to give them some tips and tricks where we can make our finger bend backwards for a little bit. Maybe for a few days we try to just get that kind of issue happening. And then we can use finger 2 and try to get that in there maybe the second week. And the third week we can maybe get 3 in there. That's a tough chord, so when you can't get it, what I try to do is make some easier ways so that you can have fun getting through the song. So on the F chord, instead of trying to bar the bottom 2 for now until you practice it and can get it, just use these 3 fingers like this, and you can see that on my F chord, I'm kind of leaning a bit, right? I'm leaning, so these fingers are leaning like that. And then I got to get that guy to learn to bend backwards. But for now, we could just keep him on his tip and make sure we don't strum the bottom string or we lightly touch the bottom string so we can't hear it. And then the next trick would be, we could take that and we could just take this first finger and take these 2 off and try to get the bottom 3 for the F minor and try not to hit that D string, this one, the 4th string here. Just the bottom 3. So that way off the F chord you'd get a sound that would sound like 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and... Sorry, it would be only 2 times on F. So 1, 2, and 3, and 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 2, and 3, and 1. So that's tricky to do too, but it's a lot... If you haven't, like I said, if you haven't got this yet, that's a way around it for now till you get that. So you got this 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And in fact, what I do is I try to get finger 1 to be up high enough where it's just touching string 4. So if I do strum it, it's muted out. And the rest of my fingers pressing on 3, 2, and 1. So some great tricks for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was changing your chord. So if you're getting from a C to an E minor, a really cool thing to notice is that finger 1 really just has to get to 5. But sometimes finger 2's in the way because it's back here so we can reach for a C chord. So you want to think maybe finger 2's got to slide up a little bit closer to the shiny fret wire here, well, so finger 1 has some room. And a great exercise, if you could keep finger 2 there starting from C, then you just have to do that. You don't have to slide finger 2 forward to give finger 1 some room. But that's pretty cool trick to know. So that would be the first set of chord changes, C to E minor. And maybe you want to get this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and work it back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that would be those 2 chords. Now getting to A minor isn't so bad if we think about it. All we really have to do is take finger 1 down to string 2, but the problem now is 3 doesn't have any room to get below this guy, so we have to slide him back and make some room. So a great change from E minor to A minor is sliding finger 2 back while 1's coming down and dropping finger 3 in below this finger on string 3 fret 2. And we get this kind of work going on. This is all stuff we do before, we do it a little bit every day and we get better at teaching our fingers how to make these changes. I love these little tricks that I've come up with over the years since 1997 of teaching. So I like to pass them on. So that would be now we've got the first chord to the second chord to the third chord. To the F, we just have to learn to bring these 2 like that. I would work them like that. Lift, Drop 2 down while 3 is being extended over to fret 3, string 4. And you can notice I'm more on the side of my finger for finger 3. I'm not like right on my tip and my elbow's way out here. I'm more like that, so that I'm in that diagonal shape that these fingers are supposed to be in. And then the cool change would be the F minor, where we could just bar the bottom 3 for now. If you're finding that stretching finger 3 over can be tough. Again, think about 3 being a little bit on the side too, instead of perfectly on its tip like that. If you get more of that, where your wrist just tweaks a little bit towards your body but not up like this, then that might help too. Again, it's time to get them. You'll have to work at them, but once you get them, they're a lot of fun. So that's kind of how I'd work my changes, and I'd do it independent from strumming. I wouldn't be strumming and trying this. I would do this all just and watching my hand and, you know, making sure we can get this really good. All right, simple things you can do while watching commercials if you're a TV person. I'm personally not. I don't really like TV so much. I find it wastes a lot of my time. And then doing this one, trying to get from E minor to A minor. And then this one from A minor to F, working it like that. And then F to F minor, we could work like this. So this is where we have to get finger 1 to come off string 2 and press on those. That's a tough change. And then we did talk about how to build a full F chord. Another cool thing for F chords is maybe leaning your finger on the side like this and then getting it like that. Some people can get it really well like that. 2 ways. I like this way. I sometimes will use that way, and then other times I see people with their wrists way up like that and getting it. And that's fine too, as long as you get back to normal positioning. So I find playing a G like that is very bad, and you don't want to teach your hand just that, because I've had people come in wanting to learn jazz and learn scales and stuff, and they teach their hand this, and there's no way it wants to do that. So make sure you're teaching it proper dexterity so you can learn everything as you advance. All right, one more time through on this song. We get 1, 2, and 3, and 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 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and A, 2, and 3, and A, 2, and 3, and A, 2, and 3, and 2, and 3, and F, 2, and 3, and F, 2, and 3, and then that crazy F minor. It's an F minor, and back to C. Now remember, on the F you just get 2 times of 1, 2, and 3, and 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 1, C, and 3, and C, 2, and 3, and C, 2, and 3, and E minor, 3, and E minor, and 3, and going to A minor. 4 times. Now we're going to get to that F. Here I'm just going to use the one where I'm not barring, and then I'm going to use that easier one. And basically that's what we get there. We get that 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and... So I think that's a pretty cool song to help you get through all these chords and learn proper dexterity and really work these changes. I hope that helps you get through it, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.